Hello, it's Damian Questiny. Thank you so very much for joining me. I made a video a few days ago regarding one of the questions I received on exams and tests and how to use remote viewing to do that. And I wanted to, I've been communicating with this person, and this person actually gave me a test to take. So I took the test based on the remote viewing that I mentioned, and I would like to talk about that. So, basically, in remote viewing, language is extremely important because you want to be able to define exactly what you are receiving impressions from. And you want to be able to express adequately if it's something that's mushy, or if it's soft, or if it's hard, or damp, or sticky. You want to be able to have certain words that will invoke the actual target itself, but one that's not too, that explains too much, where you jump too far ahead, where you're talking about, oh, it's wet, therefore it's the ocean, when there are many things that are wet. So you don't want to go that far quite yet. You want to take it slow and take it easy and build a relationship with that target itself. I understand that the word target is kind of offensive to some people because it's very aggressive sounding. But you can call it what you like, but whatever it is you're aiming for, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you want to give that person your attention and your compassion and your empathy and your sympathy and your ear. You want to listen and you want to harmonize with that person. So that's your target, right? That's where you want to aim for as your bullseye, is to that real connection. And everything that you do, you should always strive to connect with that core, no matter how calorie intensive it may be, or how much concentration you have to put towards something, because it's so mentally draining to do that. But it's valuable because you want to really connect with somebody. With this particular question that I received is that, okay, if you want to talk about remote viewing and how you use remote viewing and take tests and exams, here's a pop quiz for you. So they sent me this question, and I'll read it to you here, and we'll go over it together. In which country does the Industrial Revolution begin? Is it A, England, B, France, C, Canada, or D, Ireland? So we're going to break this apart. With remote viewing, it's important to know the root behind words. And it may sound crazy, but in first scanning, I would just say I would have immediately picked Germany if I would have seen that as an option on A, B, C, or D. I would have said Germany would be the one immediately, and I would have gone on to the next question if I were taking this test. So obviously, I would have gotten this question wrong. And so because Germany is not an option, I'm going to have to break down the rest of this. So Industrial Revolution is a masculine concept. So I know what I'm looking for is something that's going to be masculine in nature. Okay. Beginning, well, that's feminine. So now we really need to start looking more closely at the words. But with begin, you can also have that to be masculine because it could be a force and not necessarily a birth of something. So because it's an industrial revolution, begin in this sense is actually something that has changed from one revolution to another revolution. So therefore it is masculine. So we're going to be looking for a masculine word. So we can say here, okay, A, England, good. That England, that's angle. Angles are have a point to them, so they are masculine. So angle, so therefore A is an option. B, France. Okay, France, frank, to be honest, to be social. So therefore, and also France is more of a feminine word. So I would immediately remove that one as an option for this particular idea. However, I do want to make one other comment to back up just real quick here. Industrial Revolution means it spans multiple countries. So in essence, this is actually a trick question, because for an industrial revolution to take place, you have to span multiple partners and multiple regions and multiple areas. So it technically could be all of these answers, right? So this would be one of the questions that you could go to your teacher and debate with them. But let's move on. So France, I would remove and through remote viewing as one of the options, because I'm not knowing the answer. C, Canada. Canada is to do things, for action, for work. They're hardworking, and that's a feminine attribute. So I would remove C as an option. Now, Ireland. Ireland's an interesting one that's in here, because Ireland is to see, and to see is masculine. So therefore, that also could be an option. So I would be looking at angle, and I would be looking at the eye. So which one under Industrial Revolution does the birth come from? Because Germany's not there, right, to germinate. Because Germany's not there, I would go with A, England. Now, I would do all this really, really quickly in my head, but I wanted to share with you the steps, the process in which how I would answer this question. So what we'll do here is we will actually go online and see who. Let me pause it here. 1 second. All right, the answer that came up on Google is which country started the Industrial Revolution? The answer was Great Britain, according to Google. So A would have been the answer, England, Great Britain. It says the big industrial innovations, how the Industrial Revolution began in Great Britain. We have learned many reasons why industrialization started in Europe and England. So that's interesting, in Europe and England. So it sounds like there's actually a debate on that point. So let's actually look at that. Let's not look at that. Who cares? You guys can look at that on your own. But I wanted to share with you how I answered this particular question that I got. And the rest of the question was, and can you please explain to me how you apply this method for the above example question and how you would solve it? Thank you. Please advise. And so therefore, hopefully that explains everything more in more detail for you. And I really appreciate the question. I think that was a good one. And I hope that helps you all out there with your exams and your tests, because you can break apart what you're looking for based on those different components. Thanks for listening. Cheers.